The number one strategy that will help you sell on Etsy is the number one reason why a lot of Etsy shops fail in their Etsy business. In this video, I want to break down what is that strategy, because in order to understand that strategy, we need to understand what Etsy promises to its customers. For those that are new, my name is Vlad. I'm a top seller on Etsy, and I also consult and manufacture for top sellers as a print-on-demand supplier. So there's some things I do have an inside look, not only just my shop, but others as well. And if you want to follow this channel, this is where we go deep dive into a lot of the complicated and parts of the Etsy business that you might not find on YouTube, because most people tailor to the beginner of the Etsy seller. That's how you grow on YouTube. This is a channel a little bit different. So if you want to really follow somebody that has made it and is helping other people be successful on Etsy, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification. Now, we would all love to have a product on Etsy that's just one product, maybe one or two listings, and that's it. We don't want to create tons of listings. We would love to have our strategy be finding that one secret product, selling that one secret product, and that is all that we're going to do with our business. That is not the business model that you need to implement into your Etsy business. So, like I said, in order to understand the true strategy that we need to implement into our Etsy business, we need to understand what Etsy offers its customers. There is a thing in every business. It's called customer acquisition. Customer acquisition is essentially how much money are we paying to get a customer into the door. For example, if you're spending $100 and a customer only buys $90 worth of products, we've lost $10. And so that's okay for a business that hopes the customer will come back and buy more. A lot of these companies, especially when it's a marketplace, this is the case. They spend a lot more and they hope that customers come back later to buy more products. And so Etsy does the same thing. Now, in order for the customers to come back, the customer needs to understand the story. They need to understand the value of the platform that they just purchased on. And in this case, it's Etsy. And Etsy needs to come up with a true value proposition. And the value proposition is that, hey, you're going to get something unique and custom just for you, and it's going to be special and unique. And so when a customers recognize that and they come to Etsy, they also expect to see something custom and unique. That's why Etsy tries to steer away from products that are mass-produced or something that you can buy at your local retail store for a fraction of the cost. And so Etsy needs to create a custom and unique platform, and it's going to continue to push on that model. So if you try to find a way around this element, you really try to sell things that are China made and find a way to go around it, Etsy is going to find you out, and you are not going to be successful on Etsy long term. You might have a short-term success, but long-term, you need to understand that this is where Etsy wants to go, because this is the proposition that they give to the customers in order to make their money back that they've invested in acquiring that customer. So with that, we need to understand the customer now. We need to understand what kind of customer comes through the door. And each customer is different. And not only are they different, the seasons that they are in is different. And the season of the year is different. So for example, one customer could like bubbly and just very over-the-top colors, and some customers might like just subtle and just minimalistic. There's a customer that might be getting married, and there's a customer that might have a friend that's getting ill and they want to get him a gift box. Also, there is the different times of the year. So there's Christmas and then there's summer. So understanding so many different scenarios in which the customers can find themselves in, this kind of creates a problem. And the problem is, there's going to need to be a lot of listings in order to accommodate that model and fulfill that promise that they're going to get special and unique. If there's customers that are in so many different scenarios, the product that is appropriate just for them, it's going to be a lot more difficult with fewer listings than with more listings. And that's why Etsy has created a lower barrier to entry for customers and to bring products to the market. In order to get one product into the Walmart store, it'll take you a lot of work and hoops to jump through. But Etsy kind of become the YouTube comparing to cable as Etsy comparing to something like Walmart. It wants you to bring your creative work to the marketplace as quickly as possible because they want to fulfill on that promise. Now, what does that mean to you as a seller? Well, to you as a seller, you need to understand that that's the model of Etsy. So you can't make your strategy be about one product, and that one product is going to be the best product ever, and you're going to rank that one product or that one listing, and that's going to be your central business model. No, creativity has to be your driving factor. Now, when we're talking about special and unique, the answer to that is creativity. It is saying, hey, all of these sellers, they have so much creativity inside of them that they're going to bring to the marketplace, and that's going to fulfill the promise that Etsy makes to its customers. Now, what is the practical implementations to this? Whatever you're selling, you have to have a strategy where you're going to add more creative work to the platform. Now, it doesn't have to be a whole new product. And I've made that mistake so many times. I spread myself too thin actually making different types of products because, in order to sew an apron and make a dog collar, it's a whole different sewing technique. And even though I could technically use the same sewing machine in some degree, but it's still a different process. So you definitely don't want to spread yourself too thin. Whatever you're selling, you need to have the capacity or the ability to bring your creativity onto the platform again and again. You need to have a kind of a rotating door of new designs coming onto the platform. So creating a process in which you have the creativity, you make the design, you make the new product, you make the new look, and you introduce it to the marketplace. And when you keep doing that, and that's how Etsy is going to fulfill on their promise. Now, I used to have a listing that would sell $2,000 to $3,000 in sales per day. And it was great. I pretty much built my whole business and I was able to afford equipment and all that great stuff. But over time, Etsy moved away from that model. And now that same listing that used to make that much money per day makes anywhere from $20 to $50 a day. Like, not even kidding. Because the idea is that you need to bring new products to the market. You need to bring another product that has another design, that has a unique product, a unique perspective on the interpreting the moment of the customer, interpreting the customer itself. So bringing new product to the market is just a simple way of saying your creativity has to be fresh and it has to be ongoing. You cannot have your Etsy shop be stale. You can't just post 100 listings and leave it alone and that's the end of your business. You have to have a system of constantly introducing new products to the listing. Constantly having your Etsy shop be fresh, not being a pond, but being a river is a good analogy to understand that your Etsy shop needs to constantly move. You can never just let it be stale. And that's the big problem with a lot of big Etsy shops is that they have so many different Etsy shops that they sometimes forget to pay attention to the smaller shops or pay attention to certain shops that over time they start to dwindle in sales. And I found that people selling the same exact product that this big Etsy shop sells tend to do better sales than the big shops. Why? Because it's fresh and it's new. And now, not Etsy. Etsy doesn't really care as far as that it's a better design or a worse design. Etsy fundamentally has structured themselves that newer designs that coming onto the platform have a better shot at ranking. So don't expect your old listings to really bring you or maintain your business. Because like I said, $3,000 to $20 a day, it really is a reality on Etsy. Now, if you want to go deeper on how to grow your business on Etsy and strategize and look at the data and analytics and to really create a unique business strategy for your business, make sure to check out the link in the description below and become a member of the Masterclass, and hope to guys see you in class. And until next time, make sure to subscribe and have a good one.